Hi there, this is Nicola and welcome to my channel, Forever Young Autobiographies. It's the place to learn how to write life stories for family and friends so that unique memories can live on. It's great that you found me. If you're a new watcher, I'd love for you to subscribe, and if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up at the end. Today's topic is how to find the motivation to finish your autobiography, memoir or life story project. Now, it reminds me of a story I heard about a family in China. It was a husband and wife, and they lived in rural mountainous China for over 50 years. And over that time, the husband hand carved into the mountain, I think over 6,000 stairs. Now, that is a huge task. He did it to help his wife get up and down the mountain each day or regularly for water, that kind of thing. And you think, oh my goodness, that is such an amazing feat. How did he do that? And I bring this story up because it's similar to that daunting feeling when you sit down to complete a project like your autobiography. It seems too big, too hard to do in one sitting, and we need some motivation. So let's jump into a few tips and tricks that I'm suggesting to help you get your story finished. Now, I've got 3 tips. Number 1 is to reevaluate why you want to do this in the first place. What is your motivation? What's that seed of importance that you want to give over in your story? So it might be that you want to give your perspective on your life. It might be that you want to inform others, maybe your children, your grandchildren, great-grandchildren, or others in a wider audience. Maybe it's just simply you've got some really good, cracking, entertaining stories you want to put down. So make sure you write down from the outset as a motivation, write down why you want to start this project. And that will help focus your attention. And also, a great tip is to visualize holding that finished story in your hands. What's it look like? What stories are in there? Sort of think about feeling it and presenting it to others. So write that down too. Having a really clear why is so important for motivation. Now, step number 2 is overcoming barriers and obstacles that could be in your way. Now, thinking back to this man in China building the staircase, he must have had needed so much time to do this, and of course so much energy building it into a rock face. So again, reflect on your own circumstances. How much time have you got to dedicate to this story or to this book? How much energy do you have? And what times of day are you most energetic, or when would be more conducive for you to write? So nutting out those kind of things, go with your natural rhythms and your natural flows of your week, your days, weeks, months, that kind of thing. Look at it more holistically. Then you can also brainstorm other barriers that might be, potentially in your path. Now, that could be that you need help with technical things like using the computer, or maybe it's just brainstorming memories to include in your autobiography. Sometimes it might be also that other people might get in the way. They might disturb your writing. So that's one idea. And there's certain things you might have to forego, like you might need to sacrifice that are barriers, or could be barriers for this project. So make sure you write all this down. What time you've got available to complete this project. Secondly, when's the best time for you think to regularly nut away at it and as a good fit for your energy, and then brainstorm some other barriers that could be in your path. Now, the final tip I have for you today is all about setting like a bit of a milestone or a deadline. So this is really great for motivation, having something to aim for in the future. So a good idea would be to set a date. Now, it doesn't have to be some random date. It could be tied in with something really fun that's going on in your life. It could be that you're going on holidays, or you've got family coming to stay, or it's a big milestone birthday, that kind of thing. Maybe retirement date. Something that's quite, a good distance in the future, but that is enable you to say, look, I'm going to get this done in time. Maybe you're writing a story for your a relative, you're helping them do their life story. Maybe you're getting it done in time for a family reunion, that kind of thing. So make sure that you set a date. And then sort of think back to, okay, now I've got this date. Maybe I've done my a basic outline. I've got a training on that, which I'll link down below. It's a free training of how to nut out your chapters and your key memories to include in your autobiography. So say you've done all that, and okay, these are the chapters, or these are the key memories that I need to nut down and write about. So I've got my time limit now, and I work backwards and say, okay, so now I might need this much. You work it out how much time or how many words or pages you need to do regularly to hit that goal. So make sure you write that down, when you're going to write and for how long. Maybe it's pages, maybe it's word count, or maybe it's just time. And you'll get to know the rhythm, the flow of how you work. And some days it'll be a struggle, and other days you'll really hit your strides and get that flow. So make sure you tweak it. So that was my final tip, surefire ways to get your memoir or autobiography written this year and finished. So to recap, I'll go over those 3 points again. Number 1, for motivation, make sure you really identify why you're going to start this project. Have that really clear in your head, write it down. Number 2 is understand the barriers that could be in your way. Mostly it's about identifying the time and energy that you have available to do your writing, and also brainstorm some others that could come up. Maybe that's you need some more help or training, or you need to forego some other things that you usually do in your week, but could then help you achieve your goals by writing more. And step 3 is setting a deadline or a milestone to aim for. That helps keep you on track, and you know how much to write, and if you write it all down, you should know when and for how long you need to write. So there's my tips for today. I go into a lot more detail on my website, which is foreveryoungautobiographies.com. So you can find a bit more on this topic, plus lots of other articles. And I'll leave the link too down below, as well as the website. I'll leave the link for that free training about nutting out your structure and chapter outline for your book. So make sure you check it out. And if you've got a really good motivating idea, or you'd like to try one that I mentioned earlier, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're doing, and it's great that other people can see what's working for other writers out there. So make sure, you leave a comment, and also if you found this video helpful, make sure you like it. And if you're new to this channel, then I'd love for you to subscribe. I put out a video nearly every week, and it's full of lots of writing tips for writing your autobiography, memoir, or a story for a loved one about their life. So until next time, thanks for watching and happy writing.